about all of what to expect this year from Chambers football, and most importantly, what to expect going into your first game of the season down there at Clover.
I'm gonna say the big things out of this team. This team right here, like you said, last year was 5-5. It wasn't standing for us. It's definitely a change. I know a lot of people ain't gonna believe in this group, but I believe in this group. We've been putting in the work each and every day. This group has bought in since day one. Since I took over the job. You know, I always told you guys, listen, I'm gonna set up the standard. I'm gonna set the standard. Y'all just follow me. They've been trusting me with that. So I'm excited, just to be, with these group of guys, because I know the type of talent that they had over there already. And I think last year wasn't the team that they was expecting. That team last year, I think it was just all over the place. But now that I put a little structure in, I think we can take off from that. And the game with this coach, I'm excited. This is my first one. First one being the head coach. I'm excited. And they come to us. So that's another thing. They come to us and get a good game plan going on with those guys, and get some of these guys all up here, and I see where it goes from there.
I love it. So you've heard a lot about these rivalries and so forth today, and so forth and so on. But not too long ago, you were the standard. So how close is Chambers to being back at that standard? Because you said you could follow me. Let's get there. I know you're very high bar.
Yes. I joke with the other coaches sometimes already. In the group chat with the coaches and. Definitely with one coach, and I had to let him know, like, he's feeling himself a little bit, and I see him in the stands still. I had to let him know, like, you haven't beat Chambers in a long time. I went back to 2008, and you beat Chambers one time. So I talk my zone, I talk my noise, that's why I'm here. And I had to let him know, like, you go off and say all this and that, but you beat Chambers one time in the last, 15, 16 years. And I know the guys that I got in the locker room and the standard that I'm putting in place. And Chambers football always been good. Even when they was advanced, they always had great football. And me being a guy who's not from this state and just coming in, going around the city when I used to have to do events and things like that with the Carolina Panthers, I had to go there before. It's so ironic that now I'm a head coach over there. I remember going and had to present a check to those guys when I was playing football. Carolina Panthers. Now I'm the head coach over there, and I know what it takes to win. I know the guys got the talent over there, and it's just like I said, it's just have to get a little tweak and go from there. Like the guys up here that I've grown, I know each one of these guys will do everything I got. Everything I got. I'm not worried about the love schools and things like that. So I'm just ready to work with these guys.
Before I turn it over to you, who are these gentlemen to your left?
Oh, to my left, I have Taj Brooks. He actually comes from a football home already. His brother last year was all conference. In this conference, he was the star running back. And Taj is going to be a key player for us this year. And right next to me is my coach. I call him my coach. He kind of looks like me when it comes to a style of player. He's going to play everywhere for us on our defense. Marvin Vincent. It's a guy who's since day one, but he's a young guy, but at the same time, he got us what it takes. I'm definitely excited to see him this year and see the things he's going to do this year for our defense. And to my right is our quarterback, our starting quarterback. Everybody says he's an athlete, he can run, he can do that. But Zion he's a jack of all trades. He can do everything. He's so competitive. He's the guy who got the drive. He's the heartbeat of our team. If he's having a bad day, we having a bad day. And that's how it should be. Especially with Zion, he's going to come in this year and he's going to shock a lot of people. A lot of people's not giving us a chance. Oh yeah, that's just kind of running quarterback. He's more than a running quarterback. He's a doer. He also can put the ball in there and he's definitely going to show people that this year. And next I have Chris Williams. Chris Williams, he's a younger guy too. He's going to get his opportunity to show everybody, what he can do. And I'm excited for him just to be the anchor of our defense. He's playing linebacker for us. He's going to be a guy that go out there, he can command respect, he can command the huddle, and that's what guys need to look to on defense. And next, we have 4-year starter. Wow, at Chambers. So I always got so much respect for this kid. Darryl Rice. He's a 4-year starter at Julius Chambers. That is tough to do. So he's been around from the ups and downs. And he's starting on center. He's our starting center. He's a guy who's getting helps Zion to make the checks. He gets Zion in place when we need him to. Zion he's a guy that knows the Julius Chambers way through in and throughout. Like I said, he's been there since day one. To be a 4-year starter, I just can't keep praising this guy enough. To be a 4-year starter in high school is already hard, but to do that at Julius Chambers is definitely tough.
Yeah, Coach, congratulations on the job. I know you were at Myers Park previously as an assistant coach, but what made you want to take this particular job at Chambers?
Oh man, when it came open, I was excited, to put my name in the hat. Definitely put my name in the hat because I know the talent level that they had over there. Mm-hmm. And last year they took a little drop, and everyone was like, "Oh man, it's a big drop over there. It's not going as well as they thought it would be." But I just think these guys in the locker room, man, they need a guy like me. Okay. A guy like me to come in and say, "Hey, this is what we're gonna do. I played at the highest level before. Who cares? Nobody cares about that." But at the same time, I want to put a standard in place. Okay. Hey, if I say be here, like Coach Tiffany said earlier when he was talking on the coaches up there, if I say be here at 6:30, those guys know I'm not playing. Be Coach Captain playing, man, you better be here at 6:30. Oh no, I need to get there at 6:20. Give myself a 10 minutes grace period. And I think that's what they needed over there. Somebody's going to put some structure in place. And all the guys, they always look and say, hey, man, I'm not that old, but they don't remember when I played in the NFL. So some of the guys, they remember, oh, man, Coach, remember when you played for the Carolina Panthers when we was in middle school? So I'm at that cusp where they still kind of know what I'm at. I'm not at that age that some of the coaches, but at the same time, I'm at the cusp where the guys kind of still know, and they're going to buy into me a little easier because they trying to get what I be.
Gotcha.
Coach, did you always want to get into coaching, or was there a moment in your career where it kind of clicked for you?
Yes, I actually talked to my team about it. The moment that I wanted to get into coaching, I tell all my business, I don't care what people do. I went through a little divorce. And I was sitting at the house, and I was kind of depressed. I'm just being honest. When you're done with the NFL, when you're done with football, you don't know what's coming next. I don't think they prepare us guys, especially when we retire, or what's coming next. So I was sitting at the house, and I was sitting there like, man, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do next? And I was sitting there, I was a little depressed because I'm not playing. The phone is not ringing no more. Nobody don't want my service no more on the football field. And Coach James at Myers Park, I give him tons of credit. I was out there training some kids, and he came to talk to me, and he seen what I was doing with the kids, and he was like, yo, you should come over here at Myers Park and, give it a try, man. I'm sitting there like, I don't know, Coach, man. I don't know if I'm ready for that. I don't know if I'm ready for that coaching room. And I was watching the news one day. This is God is true. I was watching the news one day, and I seen former Carolina Panther Captain London accepted the job at Myers Park. I was like, what? I was sitting like, me? I was like, I never told him yes. And he kind of put me in the blender right there. So I was like, yo. So I talked to my mom. She's like, son, I think you should go. So I went over there in the spring, and after that, the rest was history. I fell in love with it. I was like, man, I can pour into these kids and really pour into them and get them to the next level. And like I said, and try to get those guys where I be. And I had the opportunity to coach with the Bills last year. And I went up there for the internship, and they tried to hire me. But it's different in the NFL than coaching in high school. In high school, you're teaching and coaching. Like, you're really teaching these guys what is a cover 3? What is a cover 4? In the NFL, those guys already know. It's hard to kind of try to change a guy if they already stuck in some ways. These guys are going to be stuck in my ways. So that's the difference, man. I want to come and teach these guys the real game of football, how you play it. And then, like, the next level is kind of different. You just really coaching. You just say cover 4 and you know how to play cover 4.
Fidel, you've been there 4 years, as Coach mentioned. You've seen it all from one end to the other. What excites you about the coach and what he brings to the table?
I feel like he's been doing a pretty good job, getting guys by and getting us pretty strong in the weight room, helping our body recover, things like that. So I feel like he's been doing a pretty good job getting us ready.
Yeah, for Zion, Coach called you the leader and the heartbeat of the team. What gives you the confidence to lead these guys to a strong season?
Everything. Like the drive to win, the drive to make it to the next level, the drive to bring somebody else to go to the next level. So everybody goes to go to college for free, go to the NFL. So just make sure everybody stays on the right track and try to help them bring them to the next level. So so is myself.
Zion, since you had a microphone in your hand, what is the mood of the school when you guys get a former NFL player to come in to be your head coach? There's just this excitement. I can't believe it. What was that like?
Yeah, I mean, everybody was fired up. I was fired up. It's like having somebody who knows what to do. Like you said, he's been there for 10 years, so he knows what to do. And everybody was bought in and listened to what he has to say because he's been there and he did what he dreamed to do. It was very easy.
Was it what you were expecting? Or was it harder, easier?
I wasn't expecting it to be that bad, but I mean, whatever to make it to the next level, I'm willing to do it.
Any additional questions?
Coach, we talked before this got going or whatever, you know, in terms of first year head coach coming into a historic school like Chambers, how tough is it to maybe, how do you walk a fine line between the culture of Chambers and the history and your own? Maybe what you try to bring to the table?
I know they had history already, I already had, tradition. I don't want to break tradition of what they already had going on. But at the same time, I got to put my stamp on this program. It's something that I believe in. Before I took the job, when I did the interview, I told them, listen, I understand what Chambers was, what they used to do, and going to 4 state titles, winning 2, and things like that. But I want to put my own mix into this program, and they allow me to do that. I want my own stamp to be on this program. So it wasn't like a hard transition for me with that, because I think the AD, they did the school, they really bought into everything I was telling them, and they was like, listen, we're gonna let you do what you do, coach. And I really I'm thankful for that. Some places it can be strict. Some places like, listen, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that, and that's how it's gonna be. But over there, they really was like, yo, we're gonna do everything that you need. If you need anything, let us know.
Where we gonna eat at? Yeah, I see you.
I see you. You know where we're gonna see you, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Excited. Put a 2 in that column.
Excellent. I want to thank everyone